the best book what I read this year, and I would say that this year was very challenging for me and my family. For sure I will enjoy to make this video, especially when you have not such a good time. Most what is make you happy, it's a good movie or good book, right? And especially some books of what I was read this year, they in some way even save me and help me to survive this year. Still you escape to the another reality, and that's like so cool when this reality give you so much emotional, so much enjoy that you will not so much pay attention for the reality, right? And these books, I think it's totally worth your attention. So for sure you have to read these books because it's the best books what you can find, and it would be awesome. Good emotional, some bad emotional, but for sure you wouldn't be stand neutral to this book. So let's start. And first book is Kristin Hannah, The Nightingale book. I would remember forever, ever in my life. I was so much crying. It's such emotional book about World War II. And for sure you wouldn't be neutral to this book if you will read it. It's for sure would be in your memory, in your life, with you forever ever. But this book I would never again read because it's too tragic, too emotional. Especially when you understand that probably some your grandparents was attended to the Second World War, and in general war is bad. And this book is for sure you have to read, but reread for me it would be really hard. The Silent Patient, one of my first book in this year. It's thriller, and it's really high quality thriller. I was so much enjoyed to read it, and at the end I had shocked. I had shocked how I couldn't notice it before. I wouldn't do spoilers because if you haven't read, you have to read this book. And I just want that you would enjoy how I was enjoying that moment when everything was not how you was seen before. And when I'm talking about this book, I even want to read it again. So I think that's most important, right? To understand is it good book or no, is that you want to reread this book one more time. Oh, this book, one of my favorite book. It's really good historical fiction. If you're fan of historical fiction, you must to read this book. It's about plague. I didn't expect that I would so much enjoy this book, that even it was really hard to read for me this book, right? Because it's very hard language. And I spent weeks to read this book, but I was so much enjoy. What I wasn't enjoy, it's the ending. So if you're going to read this book, let me know what you think about ending of this book, because I'm totally disagree and I don't like end of this book. I think end of this book spoil whole book. Some books you're written and they're like not so good, but the last chapters it's the best what I read before. And here it's opposite way. Maybe you would be disagree with me, but last chapters ruin whole book for me. But still it's wow book, and still you have to read, especially if you're curious about plague. Rebecca, classic. I thought that I wouldn't like it. I'm in general really love to read classic books, but here from the beginning it was so for me, and I thought that this book would be torture for me. And probably I wouldn't finish to read this book. 1/3 of the book, it starts to be much more interesting, but classic, what you expect from the classic, right? It's usually very slow, everything going on. But what is precious about classic is that no matter when you read this book, it still make a lot of sense even in your life. And I was really enjoying, and I won't even reread this book. It's gothic romance, and you could be agree, could be disagree with the main characters, but for sure you wouldn't be. Oh. So cool, this bell. Yeah. Just like a little bit break for the bell, right? I so love actually these Christmas sweaters. Do you love Christmas sweaters? I so love this idea. It's so cool. I so enjoy all this. So Rebecca, read, for sure read, and maybe you wouldn't be enjoy like I was enjoy, but it's interesting. It's anyway interesting story. It has his own charm, and for this you have to read it. Fourth Win. For what I read this book? Fourth Win, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm. All these books I don't like. I've been educated. You must read this book. It's memoirs about a girl who was raised in Mormon's family and her journey to university and how much she wanted to be educated. Very strong book, and it shows a lot of important questions. What do you want? How to go against your family, against your faith? What is good, what is not good, maybe what is your parents taught you it's not right for you and you need to fight for what is right for you. In general, this book, it's must to be read. Oh, and here even shows too, I first time actually noticed it, one of President Obama's favorite books of the year. And I agree, this amazing journey of the girl and how it's hard to be against your family, against everything what you learned from your family, but how it's important to choose yourself. Best book what I read last year, and what is interesting, I even didn't expect that I would love this book because I don't like so much read romantic fiction, and I was so much surprised when I was read this book, and I was so much enjoyed. And if you like romantic fiction, if you don't like romantic fiction, I promise you will enjoy this book. The Mysteries Bakery on Rue de Paris. It has atmosphere of France. It's very cozy book, and in the same way, you will find very useful this book. It's also shows many important questions what you can think through. And I was surprised how his author could balance romance and some serious questions. How it's possible. But this book I want to read and reread and reread and reread because I'm so enjoying this book. 451 Fahrenheit. Classic, right? What you can say wrong about classic? Here is 150, I guess 150 pages, but how it's precious 150 pages. But it was so emotional and so interesting reading this book, and I marked so many quotes from this book. I would say that here almost every sense makes sense and teach you something. So this book, if you like motivation, psychology, others book, read please fiction also. Especially this book here, you will find everything and motivation and psychology and other from that book. So the best book from the 2025. Read for sure. Another book what I want also to mention is You Can Hurt Me by Goggins. And what was interesting that when I was reading his biography of the man who is soldier and SEAL, and what is interesting was about that biography that I read it, and well, it was fine. It was interesting, and that's it. And I was very neutral about his biography. And now it's almost 1 year since I read that book. And I still remember this, and it still helped me in my life, especially when I do some exercise and I feel that that's it, I can't do anymore. And I remember Goggins, how he was running with his broke legs, and well, he can run with broke legs, so I can too, to do like some more squats or something like this, right? So sometimes it's interesting how you read a book and you just feel that, well, it was fine, it was okay. And after some time, after 1 year, you understand how amazing book it was because it's still in your mind, everything you still remember, and plus it's even help you. So it was amazing book. And another book what I want mention, The Little Women, what I read this year, what it would be soon ended. And it's classic literature. And I haven't read it when I was teenager, but now I've read it and I was enjoying it too. And it was shocking for me. That book was almost 200 years ago written, and now it still makes so much sense for your life and so much teaching you. That was another amazing book for me this year. And I would appreciate if you share your best read this year. I'm so curious what you read, what you enjoy. Maybe it would be some more ideas for me. So thank you that you watch my video.